So I built a van without a plan. So what could go wrong?
I have a plan.
I keep building the van without the plan. You know, when you build something for the very first time, like a van, you learn as you go. And I had no plan. And when you have no plan, stuff gets messed up or you forget stuff. And I actually, after posting my van tour video, been still working on the van. So I don't know what the point of that van tour video is. So, all right, cue the intro. What? How's that drone coming? I'm working on it. Can this guy lift the GoPro? Yeah, dude. No drone footage on this channel. Alright. No intro, no drone. We finished the van, we went on our first trip. Basically, we've been using the van for a year now. And we do like to listen to music, podcasts, whatnot. But when you build out the van, you forget that when you're living in the back, you cannot use your actual stereo. That is basically all hooked up to the front battery. So when you're parked, you're hanging out, you can't use your stereo. You can't use your radio, you can't connect your phone, Bluetooth, listen to podcasts. So you really don't have a sound system in the back, which was like, okay, no big deal. We'll just bring this guy, you know, bring like a boombox. There's tons of little devices, I get it, that you can do and take with us. Problem is, this is a 136 wheelbase van and every inch matters, and you know what? Every little bit of storage matters too. So when I had to like put a little radio in there, I was like, I don't know, man. I wish I would have planned a stereo system at the get-go, because I would have done a couple things a little differently. So the solution to this whole problem was put another stereo system in the back separately and hook it to the house battery that's charged by the solar. No issues ever running our car battery down and not being able to start the engine, which would be a real bummer. All right, so here's a quick rundown. Front of the van, radio doesn't work when you park. Had to install another radio in the back. Connect the radio to the battery, connect the battery to the subwoofer, connect the subwoofer to the radio, connect the speakers in the back to the radio so that we can listen to the radio in the front. And all of that, and trying to make it look good. We ended up getting a marine type stereo system. Since I didn't plan for this, I had to find space now, and I looked around everywhere, and that was basically the best spot for it. But this is the best thing I did when I built the van. Even so, I didn't know that I'm going to have to run wires later on. I always left myself some room, some space, some cable runs that I could get to it. Also, most of these panels are actually removable so that I can get to the things that I needed to get to. Yeah, so for example, this one, 2 bolts. So that was only 2 bolts. I can get to my backside of my island, and that's how I ran basically everything. Just 2 bolts, and it doesn't rattle. So being able to remove that back panel on my counter allowed me to get to where I needed to install the radio. That's the radio right here. There's all the wires, and also another smart move I did in the beginning is I built these cable chases, and they're kind of protected with these angled plywood pieces so that my pots and pans that live in here don't mess up my wires. So from there, I basically ran the cables down underneath past the battery, and everything connects to my 12-volt panel. We got speakers in the doors. Those speakers were really nice speakers. They were really deep. They were deeper than the doors, so I had to fur out the doors. So to not make it look all hokey pokey, I ended up getting these storage nets and building like a whole storage system with the speakers built in. So kind of like, it looks like it's meant to be. I said I'm gonna fake it until I make it. So then we had the speakers and the radio running for a while, and the speakers sounded great, but there was just not a bass. They sounded a little weak, I gotta say. So I knew that we had to get a subwoofer. I didn't want to sacrifice any space underneath the bed where all the bikes live. So I had to find a subwoofer that wouldn't take up a lot of space, because I didn't want to sacrifice any of this for, you know, putting our bikes in here, putting our bags in here. Like I said, small van, 136 wheelbase. So I found this subwoofer that comes enclosed in like a really nice aluminum case. It wasn't even that much money. It's meant to go under the seat, which I didn't want to put under the seat because everything is in the back. Plus we have the swivels. It's not going on the seat. Now once you install a subwoofer, now you have to connect the subwoofer back to the battery again. Once you have the subwoofer connected to the battery, then you have to also connect the subwoofer to the stereo. So all of that was kind of a kerfuffle. All right, getting to the antenna from the back radio was almost impossible. I kind of researched it for a while, how to do that, but having to, you know, rip out all of that insulation, all of that, and then how would I run the wire from the stereo to the antenna? So I didn't do it. What did I do? I got this magnetic antenna, and that's basically stuck to the back of our van on the inside, and when we parked, we could just, you know, pull it out, put it on the roof, close the door, and we have a great reception. Actually, we have decent reception with the antenna inside the van. So that's working out good. So I can put this up on the roof, and I can still shut my door. Yeah, I mean, I actually think this all looks great. And I'm really happy with the way it sounds and the way it's working with the antenna, the Bluetooth, the subwoofer, sound system sounds great. And also, it doesn't even look like an afterthought. It looks like I planned it out all along. So if you can keep a secret, I'll keep a secret, and I'll just pretend this was always meant to be this way. Hey, did you learn something? I did. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.